This is the AM News on the Joy News channel. Details now. Former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta is in more trouble. Joy News has confirmed he's now also wanted by both the Economic and Organised Crimes Office and the National Investigations Bureau. Both agencies have opened active investigations into Ken Ofori-Atta's dealings as a finance minister. More on that shortly from the Deputy Attorney General Justice side, who's been speaking to Joy News in a PM Express interview. He first confirms the Attorney General's active assistance to the Special Prosecutor to track down, detain and extradite Mr. Ofori-Atta.
We are here. The former Minister of Finance is currently in court, right? He is challenging a lot of things. That shows you that he himself has confidence in the judiciary and is willing to explore the options that are available to him. So why should we be more interested in political commentary? In any case, it is not only the OSP that is investigating the former finance minister.
Who else?
EOCO is doing the same. NIB is doing the same. So,
what is EOCO investigating?
I can't give you the details, but it's just enough for us to know that it is not only the OSP that is looking for the cooperation from the former Minister of Finance.
Because OSP's, EOCO is Economic and Organized Crime.
Yeah.
They tend to look more with money laundering. I mean, just by the very architecture and setup and legal acts that created it, you can guess what they're looking for if they're investigating Ofori-Atta. Has he been involved in economic crime? Or suspected crime, economic crime?
The investigations will show. I mean, investigations means that there's a suspicion, and we are investigating to establish whether the suspicion is founded or is true or not. So if you ask me whether he's involved, I won't be able to speak to that, but I know there are investigations concerning him in the circles of EOCO.
EOCO, and then NIB as well.
NIB as well.
Do you know what the NIB is looking for?
I cannot disclose.
Is it a duplication of what the OSP is doing? Because OSP has published what they're looking for already. Is it a duplication of that?
No.
Completely separate?
Completely.
Completely separate from what the OSP is put out?
So long as the Attorney General Office is involved in the coordination, we will not allow one. It's waste of resources, and it's also abuse of the right of a suspect to be dragged before multiple investigating agencies in respect of the same thing. So we will not allow that to happen.
The Deputy Attorney General also confirms his office is assisting the Special Prosecutor to locate, detain and extradite Ken Ofori-Atta to Ghana to face justice.
The OSP, as we know, is having difficulty having the former minister, come to assist in investigations. That we all know for months. It gets to a point where we can't wait anymore because everything is time bound. And so the OSP decide that they will seek international assistance. That's the red notice alert. The red notice alert is to tell everyone, all parties to the Interpol, treaty, that if you find this person in your jurisdiction, you can assist us to bring him back to face, justice in Ghana. And the assistance comes in so many forms. So you can arrest him and keep him temporarily. Beyond that, there must be a formal extradition process to have the person. So the fact that you're on the red notice is not automatic that there's an arrest warrant for which you'll be extradited. There must be a separate extradition process which would now assist, or wherever you are found, then we can trigger that for you to be arrested. You go through extradition proceedings in the country, and then you are shipped to Ghana to face prosecution.
Away from that, the Northern Electricity Distribution Company has warned of potential power shutdowns if the company continues to incur significant losses from illegal connections and power theft. According to the Northern Regional Manager of NEDCO, Elvis Dominiaco, out of 370 million Ghana cedis worth of power purchased by NEDCO, 195 million Ghana cedis has been lost to these illicit activities. Presenting the figures at the launch of the Tamale in Focus project, he stated that the company is currently struggling to replace damaged transformers as a result of these issues. There's more in this report.
The Tamale in Focus project, initiated by the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, is aimed at providing a platform for utility companies, the media, and the public to engage to help sustain service whilst reducing losses for these companies. Speaking on the sideline of the launch, the Northern Regional Manager of NEDCO, Elvis Domiakpo, said Yendi and Tamale alone account for a staggering 86% of the losses incurred in the northern area.
As a region, Tamale feeder, if I say Tamale feeder, I'm talking about the BSP at Chogo. It serves 4 stations. It serves Tamale itself, it serves Tolong, Kumbungu, and Sablugu. That's 4. And that one alone contributes to 75.8% of the total losses. It means that the illegal connection, even though when you look at northern area, we span all the way to Pasa, Kitikrachi, Damango, almost Solachepone, but the problem is Tamale. Those areas, yes, there are some level of losses, but and then if you look at Tamale and Yendi, so when you put Tamale and Yendi losses together, it's about close to 95.something%.
The Northern Regional Manager of the PURC, Simon Ali Jarana, said the idea behind the project is to see how they can help reduce the losses being suffered by these companies.
Behind this whole idea is to see how best we can fight to bring down the commercial losses that are being recorded by our utilities. You will not be surprised that one day we wake up to hear that NEDCO can no longer function. The backbone of people ask that they should be efficient, but what is going to make them efficient? They must be financially viable. If they are not financially viable, they cannot go anywhere. So the transformer, we just had a report of Honorable Minister that people around who don't have issues. It has to do with money, So we decided to launch this program this morning, the Tamale in Focus project.
Street traders in Accra may soon have a safer place to work, as the city's mayor promises to complete the Salaga and London markets project. Once finished, the market will help relocate hundreds of traders currently selling on the streets. James Aveji reports.
Following the decongestion exercise carried out by the Accra Metropolitan Assembly 3 weeks ago, the Women Caucus in Parliament on Wednesday paid a courtesy call on the AMA and the market women to know the extent of work and help resolve any challenge the exercise may have posed to the business of the market women.
And see how far he has gone with it, and how our women, especially our single women, single parents, are coping, so that together with the president of the women in the market, together with the mayor, we look at how best we can all address it.
Is the rape cases at night. I wish the task force will go around in the middle of the night.
After debriefing at the AMA, the team of AMA staff and the Women Caucus led by Honorable Comfort Doyo Kujo hit the streets of the Central Business District to interact with the market women.
It's good. The line is good. We like.
You are observing.
The line.
You are observing.
Yeah, everything is good for us.
Okay.
Oh, actually, everything is fine. Once I'm here, people are buying little by little from me. So I give thanks to God. Accra Mayor, God bless you.
Mayor of Accra, Michael Nick Bakbalote, assured no distraction was caused during the exercise, as he says plans are in place to complete the Salaga and London markets to create more space for the traders.
So if we don't take time and we try to move them there without any solution, it will bring pressure to the government. And Your Excellency John Domani Mahama didn't bring me here to come and bully people, to come and do abaye. So you can see for yourself, the ladies have, the market women, our grandmothers, have dealt with them well. and there is more to come. I have a lot of plans for them. I have plans of finishing the Salaga markets, the London markets, and streets. There are days I'm going to block the streets and create markets for them to sell. So, brother, you can see for yourself.
The caucus leader and MP for Adan, Comfort Doyo Kujo, expressed satisfaction at work done so far, promising that Parliament is ready to provide support to the AMA to maintain sanity on the streets.
If I were to mark him, I would give him 99%. I am more than satisfied. And I think the reset is really working in AMA.
What action are you going to be taking as the leader of the Women Caucus, who is also championing this cause in Parliament?
We are going to support him and make sure that whatever he will request, they push it for him to work harder. We are going to other metropolitan assemblies to look at what they are also doing there. We'll visit Medina, where they also do Abaye. We'll visit Osukrote, they also do Abaye. And we'll visit Adenta. We'll go as far as Kumasi Mayor to look at what they are doing there. Because as women, we in fact, we have those things in our heart. And we need to protect our women in the market.
The traders eagerly await the AMA to fulfill its promise to bring them some relief. James Abeji, Joy News, Accra.
For years, they have lived in a cycle of fear and uncertainty, sleeping and waking to the sound of crashing waves, not knowing if the sea will claim more of their land. In Ketu South, Keta, and Anglo districts, communities have long battled the encroaching tides, a fight made harder by the unforgiving hand of climate change. As part of the Joy News German Embassy Climate Talks, our next stop is Keta, the heart of Ghana's coastal struggle and resilience. Ofori-Atta Eli has been speaking to residents and local leaders as we focus on promoting indigenous knowledge in coastal resilience. Here's that more.
Twice a year, they brace for impacts, enduring weeks of flooding that uproot homes, destroy livelihoods, and deepen despair. Today, hundreds remain displaced, climate refugees in their own homeland. But in the face of adversity, how are these coastal communities adapting? How resilient are they? And what traditional knowledge are they drawing on to protect their future?
What structure are we going to use to protect ourselves from the sea? The best thing is the brick. You see, it's the only brick can protect it. Nothing again. There's nothing. Are you going to use branches, coconut branches, to protect yourself along the seabed? No. The best thing is the brick. But here is the case. The sea doesn't want even to see the brick at all. It breaks it all every time into pieces.
This problem started all the way back in 2021. So up to now, you can see the number of people who are rendered homeless. Yet, whatever they are calling for, that the sea defense project should continue, doesn't continue. So I will talk about thousands of people who are rendered homeless without any help. When you talk about relocation, you would not relocate anybody in Agavaji community, well as the Salakope and then Amochino. So people, whatever we are doing is that to talk to them, to sleep with their neighbors. And that alone will not solve the problem.
Meet Togbe Emmanuel Anum Tete, chief fisherman of Salakope, a coastal community in the Ketu South district. His surroundings paint a haunting picture of the devastation caused by sea erosion and tidal waves. The structure behind him once served as home to his extended family of 30. Today, 99% of that home has been swallowed by the sea, reduced to memories now buried beneath the waves.
in my household here, we are about plus or minus 30. Our survival, since this started, I mentioned it already, we survive by the help of people outside and our children outside. We are being hurt. Nobody know nothing because we can't fish anymore. We are fisher folks. That's the main occupation here.
In other news, the Vice President of Imani Center for Policy and Education, Bright Simmons, has argued that weak policy frameworks are derailing Ghana's development. Speaking at a policy engagement event on Ghana's sustainable future held at the University of Cape Coast, Mr. Simmons noted a persistent disconnect between politics and policy formulation, which he said has adversely affected the country's development and democratic progress. He emphasized the need for deliberate efforts to initiate and implement effective policies that address Ghana's long-standing challenges. Abigail Esel-Nkrumah has more in this report.
The University of Cape Coast brought together policymakers and stakeholders to deliberate Ghana's sustainable future. At the event, the Vice President of Imani Center for Policy and Education, Bright Simmons, indicated that Ghana will continue to be a third world country if stronger policies are not instituted.
So my argument is that there's a breakage between the politics part of things and the policy part of things. And it's led to a country that is really difficult to fix. In fact, I call something political dysphonia, which is basically an argument that we have voice in the country because there's democracy, but that voice doesn't lead to any outcome because of this breakage. So what we have is a voice disorder of everybody just talking. So every time you turn on the radio, turn on the TV, you move into the marketplace, everybody has views and opinions, and it's all over the place. But what is the process of distillation until you get to a point where you can begin to think through rigorously what is the best set of policies to solve your problems as a country? And as an entrepreneur, knowing what I know in my journey, it became clear to me that if the policy issues are not fixed, we can do all the business we can admire all the entrepreneurs that we see in Ghana, the country will still be a third world country.
Dr. Stephen Moore of the UCC Department of Mathematics in an interview emphasized the need for collaborations to solve issues.
We need to solve a problem. We need to put people together. We need to have people together to challenge ourselves that there are solutions to everything that we can do. And of course, it's a lot of time that I'm spending. I do not get money for that. It does not help me in any way for promotion. It does not give me any reward. But for me, the reward is that we are trying to solve a generational problem.
The head of the Department of Environmental Science at the University of Cape Coast, Professor Michael Miita, highlighted the gap between policy and politics.
There is a big gap between politics and policy. In reality, he's trying to let us know that the academia has a strong role to play. And academia, by virtue, we are intelligentsia, we produce papers, we generate knowledge, but that knowledge is not having the real impact in our community. We are trying to generate knowledge, but that pool, that force, that should galvanize us to address policy issues is clearly missing.
From UCC, Abigail Esel-Nkrumah reports for Joy News.
Well, that takes us straight into our business update now with Benjamin Akapo.
Thank you for staying. Welcome to your business updates. We serve you our currency market for today. Well, let's get into our stories now. An economist, Professor Peter Quartey, has welcomed the performance of the growth numbers for the first quarter of this year, but insists the economy has not fully recovered. This was after the agri sector recorded the highest growth rate of 6.6% compared to other sectors like the service and industry sectors. Now, speaking to Joy Business, Professor Quartey noted that the growth was, in fact, impressive.
Growth rate, as we've seen, this quarter is higher than a similar period last year. It tells you that the 5.3% growth is higher than the 4.9% recorded in the same period last year, which is an improvement, and I think is worth commending, and I hope we can sustain that growth. However, I need to put in perspective that non-oil even grew faster than oil GDP, and we've all seen that oil prices globally went down, and therefore it's not surprising that non-oil GDP was 6.8, whilst oil GDP grew at 5.3% during the quarter. Also, it was quite striking to see agri performing quite well. Agricultural growth was 6.6%, much higher than the 2.9% recorded same period last year. And the crop sector, I mean, if you dig a bit, you realize that the crops also did quite well, but it's quite surprising that food prices still remain high despite the growth in crops production. So it means we need to investigate what is causing this high food prices on the market. Is it transportation, or what exactly is the cause? And I think that's where we need to deep dive into and unearth some of these issues. Then we also find fishing growing by about 16%. Did the close season help? Or, that's also quite an interesting area too. It's early days, yes, but we are yet to see, this is just the first quarter, we are yet to see the next 3 quarters of the year. So if you judge by what we are seeing now, then one can say that, but I don't think it is right to say that now.
Now, the Bank of Ghana is warning the public against dealing with unlicensed digital platforms, Yellow Card and HandyPay. This was captured in a statement issued by the central bank yesterday. There's more in this report.
The Bank of Ghana, in a statement, maintained it had to issue this notice because Yellow Card Financial Incorporated, operators of Yellow Pay platform, which has been actively promoting itself as a provider of payment services and cross-border remittance solutions, has not been licensed by the central bank. It again revealed in the notice that the same Yellow Card Financial Incorporated is said to have entered into collaboration with HandyPay to develop and integrate a new stablecoin, AKL Lumi, into the global financial ecosystem. The Bank of Ghana argues that HandyPay has also not been given any approval to operate within the Ghanaian jurisdiction, hence anything from them should be seen as illegal. The central bank is therefore warning the public, financial institutions and all relevant stakeholders to desist from any engagement with Yellow Card Financial Incorporated and HandyPay Ghana. This is because all these institutions don't have approval to operate in the country.
Well, to cap off your business updates, we serve you the Commodities Exchange. Well, that's it for your business updates. Up next.